shadows growing, darkening the light. Ancient story told, renewed with the cold. Mystery of light, burnt into the night.
Thank you. Thank you, Cantor Abbe. It's always my joy to be leading together with you, and I'm so honored to be here with permission of our rabbis and teachers and Reb Marsha with Refuah Shlema to you. We are so glad and honored to be here on this, I think, a special day, because we're in, you could say, the afterglow, the night after Hanukkah. It was the night after Hanukkah, and our menorah. I'm gonna have to. I'll get rid of my virtual background, and then you can see my empty Hanukkah there. Okay, so I've got the empty oil lamp here, and it doesn't have any more flames in it. And I sometimes ask myself, where do these flames go? Where do I look for them? And that's what I hope we could explore tonight as we look, not only davening together a Ma'ariv and a Jewish Renewal spirit, but also looking inside ourselves and thinking, what do we store up from Hanukkah at this time of year? And where is the light now? Where's the light around us? Where is the light within us? I have a 3-year-old grandson, thank God, Jacob, and the parents started getting him ready a couple of nights ago and saying, in a couple of nights, it won't be Hanukkah anymore because he's been enjoying everyday treats and lights, and it's growing, and there's songs and presents, and it doesn't go on forever. So sometimes I feel that way as an adult. And I wanted to ask you a little bit how this Hanukkah has been for you, if there's been some kind of special meaning in Hanukkah this year. And if you'd like to write that in the chat, that would be a great way to share some of the things that you've experienced during Hanukkah. So I encourage you to just write something in the chat if you'd like. It's not just a special moment that you experienced during Hanukkah, or something that was meaningful for you. Okay. Wonderful. We've got people lighting candles with a 98-year-old dad lighting Shabbat morning, how special that was, with 3 scrolls. A Hanukkah bat mitzvah with college students, the miracle of Hanukkah. Yeah, to be lighting candles in a Zoom room after a few thousand years, right? And Reb Marsha came home, truly a miracle of Hanukkah, Baruch Hashem. Playing with young people, getting home. It's wonderful. So again, I'll just show you. As I think about where the lights go after Hanukkah, sometimes I go outside. Tonight it's overcast and it's cloudy and rainy, but when it's a starry night, I look up at the stars, and I feel that I can sometimes, if I look up there, see those Hanukkah lights shining down on me. Maybe they're inspiring me and guiding me all year. And maybe I can even breathe into my own heart and find the light of the menorah. Maybe it's the light of the shamash. I feel like the light of the shamash glows all year. So I invite you, if you'd like, to just breathe into your own heart and feel that candle of the shamash that's always ready to serve, always ready to light up at least one other person. So I hope some Hanukkah is staying with you on this Isur Chag, and we could call it the day after, the afterglow of the holiday. Now we'll turn it over to Cantor Abbe, who will lead us in a Ma'ariv.
So if I can get some help from my fellow Chazanim, if you can unmute for the Baruch Hu, that would be wonderful. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach Le'olam.
Baruch et Adonai, Baruch Adonai Hamarach Le'olam Va'ed. And I'm going to share my screen. This is from Reb Zalman's little Siddur, special English Siddur. So we're gonna use our nusach with his wonderful translations. We praise you, Yah. By your command, pleasant evenings appear. With good judgment, you open gates to new awareness. You vary the seasons, setting the skies light as you adjust the times to conform to their appointed tasks. You create day and night. You make for dawn and dusk. Now the day is over and you bring on the night. You give us discernment to know the difference between day and night. Yah Tzevot, Lord of diversity is your name. Oh, living present God, may you always govern our lives. Baruch atah Yah Ha'ma'ariv Aravim.
Amen.
Ahavat Olam, you keep loving us and loving us and loving us as you have always loved us. Yah, our God, you impart to us Torah and mitzvot to know reality and justice. Therefore, Yah, God, when we are to rest for the night, when we are to rise for the day, we will make your principles our conversation. That will give us steady joy as we talk Torah and plan to do mitzvot. This is what we live for. This is what keeps us going. Day and night we will ponder their meaning. Just keep on all along loving us. Baruch atah Yah, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Amen.
Shema Yisrael, Havaya Eloheinu, Havaya Echad. Take a moment to open yourself to return that divine love. With Moshe, Miriam, and all Israel, Oh, Julie, were you supposed to do something before here? Yes. We're going to have a pause. Sorry. We're not quite ready for Nechama.
Julie, you need to unmute.
Many people have been coming to realize that light and dark must be in balance because we cannot see and appreciate the light without the darkness. I've learned this a lot as a photographer, but we can also find it true in our daily lives. Here's some thoughts from our Chavera, Rabbi Fern Feldman. Valuing the dark. Darkness is depth's womb, soil where seeds sprout, soothing shade, night in which we grow and make long-term memory. Darkness is source, essence, innermost being, transcendence, nothingness, emptiness, mystery. When we discount the power of darkness, we devalue all one might associate with it: dark skin, women, and the earth. Audre Lorde wrote, "The woman's place of power within each of us is neither white nor surface. It is dark, it is ancient, and it is deep." We need the holiness and the liberating power of deepening into the dark. Our sages knew this too, and besides all the familiar stories of Hanukkah, all the different reasons that we might celebrate because of the victory of the Maccabees, the little jug of oil, or even having a second Sukkot, they also had a wonderful Agadah in the Talmud that showed that they realized that Hanukkah is really, as Reb Zalman would say, something from pre-patriarchal Judaism. In fact, they believed it went back to the primordial person, Adam. And they wrote, with regard to the dates of the festivals, the sages taught, when Adam, the first person, saw the day was progressively diminishing, he said, "Woe is me, perhaps because I sinned, the world is becoming dark around me and will ultimately return to the primordial state of chaos and disorder. And this is the death sentence that was sentenced upon me from heaven." He arose and spent 8 days in fasting and in prayer. Once he saw the season of Tevet, the winter solstice had arrived, and saw the day was progressively lengthening after the solstice, he said, "This is the order of the world." He went and observed a festival for 8 days, and upon the next year, he observed both these 8 days on which he'd fasted the previous year, and these 8 days of his celebration as days of festivities. So Hanukkah is really 16 days, and we're really just in the middle. And as Cantor Abbe and I were considering, perhaps this is the opportunity, as some do, we heard that Rabbi Hannah Tiferet does this, to do your Shammai menorah. You know, Rabbi Hillel had the idea that won out that we increase the light each night, but Rabbi Shammai said, start with the 8 and go down to 1. Reb Zalman, I'm told, did both. He had both menorahs, even though the Hillel way is the usual way. And Rabbi Tirza Firestone wrote something beautiful about this year, that when we see that light diminishing, we could consider it not diminishing, but entering into a spark deep, deep within our heart. So perhaps over the next 8 days and into the winter solstice, into this dark time of the year, this in our part of the world, we could just feel the light progressively going deeper and deeper within. And that will be a kind of liberation that we can celebrate with this song of Michamocha, which is the acronym, of course, of Maccabi, Michamocha Ba'elim Yah. Chazan.
Wow. With Moshe, Miriam, and all Yisrael, we sang to you. Feel free to unmute. We can be messy and sing it together. Mi chamocha ba'elim
Adonai.
Mi kamocha nedar בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלeh. And we continue to celebrate you as Redeemer of Israel. Hashkivenu, give us peaceful rest, and in the morning awaken us to the good life and to peace. We need you to guide us and to assist us. Protect us in the night, keep us in health and safe from ensnarement. Guard our coming and our leaving as you have up to now. Baruch atah ya shomer et amo Yisrael la'ad.
For those who wish, you may continue with a traditional Amidah, and for those who wish, I invite you to join in a guided meditation on this theme of darkness and the light within. So I invite you, if you would like, even to dim the lights in the room about you, or perhaps you'd like to slowly, softly close your eyes or just let them soft focus. You can feel where your body is in contact with whatever you're seated or lying upon. You can turn your gaze inward by focusing in on your breath, connecting to Neshama, the breath, the lifeline to Neshama, the soul. I invite you to sense yourself moving. For many, it's walking, or however you ambulate, however you get around, on a dark path at night. As you walk along or as you move along, consider, what time is it? Is it an early winter evening? Is it in the wee hours after midnight? Or the dark hour before dawn? Since you have not lit any artificial light, your eyes slowly begin to adjust to your surroundings. Look around with your inner eye, and what do you see around you? Engaging your senses, what can you see by moonlight or starlight? What sounds can you hear? What do you feel? What's the temperature you feel on your skin? What are some of the inner feelings that you feel right now? What can you smell or taste on the wind? Now let your imagination dream and spontaneously take you somewhere dark, even a place you couldn't normally go, be it a starry desert, a deep cave. Let your imagination go. It could be the depths of the sea. It could be deep under the earth. Where your soul dream takes you in this deep or high, dark place. Settle in here now for some quiet meditation and prayer. And we will take a few minutes now, or a few moments to do so. As you feel the pull of that cord that draws you back to the place where your body is, find the guiding lights that will take you through all the dark and light of the year. What are your outer lights that guide you? Whether they're celestial lights, whether they're human lights or other types of lights. And find the inner light. What inner light do you bring from the light of Hanukkah, from the light of your Nechama? Feel it lit deep within your heart.
Turning, turning, spirits yearning, reaching for the night. Colors going, shadows growing, darkening the light. Ancient story told, renewed with the cold, mystery of light, burnt into the night.
Thank you, Chazan. And before we continue with this tefillot, invite us to consider some ways that we can embrace darkness along with light. Some of the ways that I've found are to turn off the lights and use candlelight with caution. We're told by keeping our bedrooms dark and unplugging all those endless blinking lights that surround us, we can sleep more soundly at night. We could go on a night hike if we're able, or just walk or stroll or roll in a safe place without a flashlight, letting our eyes adjust. We could meditate and go inward, record our dreams, explore our depths. And one thing I like to do is take a bath with Epsom salts in a darkened bathroom. It's like a womb-like experience. We can learn about the dark sky movement to preserve our view of the heavens. I put a link there. You can just look up dark sky. So I invite you to, if you'd like to share in the chat something that you do to nurture yourself in the dark. It might be very wonderful for this time of year, and you could share with others. We have people walking on the sunset into the dusk, looking up at the night sky. I always sometimes find if I can't sleep, just to go outside and look up at the sky, and if possible, if it's the right weather, stand with my feet bare, at least just feeling the earth is wonderful. So as we continue with the service, if there's other ways that you honor the darkness, or that you create some inner light in the darkness, you're really invited to write that in the chat so that we can all learn and benefit from it. Okay.
We'd like to offer a prayer for healing. So that's another thing people can write in the chat, is the names of anyone they'd like to pray for healing. I know many of us have been praying for Reb Marcia and will continue to do so. And grateful that you're home. That's wonderful. Okay. There's if you don't have the chat open, I encourage you to open it up and just read through some of these names.
I am, of course, delighted that Reb Marcia's here, and because we're praying for you every night. And I think Sarah Leah Mazel Tov was here, and Jan is here. So we're praying for you and for all the rest of you who are struggling with some sort of source. I'll put my full names in the chat, and I'm just glad to see all of them. My daughter, who's got a bad cold.
Our sister in the shul, Myra, whose birthday is tomorrow. She's in great fear and darkness, but you know, her smile is like the first light of dawn when it moves up and washes above your face. Her laughter is like a stream running down a mountain, singing as it goes, and her heart is so golden that you can feel it shining, even though you can't see it. She's a blessing to people. I see her healed. I see her dancing. I see her laughing, and bringing that fear out of her heart and letting it go into the air and fly like a kite away. Bless you, Myra.
Amen.
Mishaberach Avotenu v'imotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah V'yivarech et hacholim Kol hacholim, all who are in our chat and on our lips and in our minds and in our hearts. Hakadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleichem Lahachalimam Ulerapotam Ulahachazikam V'yishlach Lahem Meheira Refuah Refuah Shlema Min Hashamayim Refuat HaNefesh Urefuat HaGuf Hashta Begala Vizman Kariv V'nomar Amen. May healing come to all those who are in need of healing. I'd like to, for the Elenu, I'd like to share a version from Reb Daniel Siegel and his son Shefa. Because It's so fabulous. Alein l'shabeach levorei haolam, leharot ahava le'em kol chai, שנוצר אדם יסודו מעפר, ונפח באפיו נשמת חיים, ששם חלקנו עם אפסי ארץ, וגורלנו עם כל העולם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני המקום מקור קדושת חיים. It is up to us to praise the Creator of the world, to show our love to the Mother of all life, who created the human whose source is the earth, and breathed into nostrils the soul breath of life. You made us one with the ends of the earth, to share our destiny with all in the world. And so we bend the knee and bow, acknowledging before the place, source of life's holiness. I don't think we prepared a Kaddish slide, but do people need that?
I have one.
Rayzel has one.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
And Rayzel, do you usually have people say names beforehand?
We usually do take a few minutes to share.
Yeah.
So I'm saying Kaddish for my nephew, Elijah Eliyahu ben Edel Menachem. And my mother still in the 12th month of Abbe.
I'm saying Kaddish for my sister, Jean Lamont Bartisach Rachel. When I hear Hazam Abbe's beautiful tones, I think of my sister's violin tones.
Tonight, I am remembering my friend Joe, who passed yesterday, and friend Jenna, who passed tonight.
I'm saying Kaddish for my mom, Shirley Kaplan Clayton, Sarah Bachenta Mordechai, who passed in April.
I'm remembering my childhood and young adult Rabbi Aryeh Scheinberg from San Antonio. And I'm remembering my my son-in-law's father, Dr. Sandy Schwartz, who passed away this summer.
I'm saying Kaddish for my husband of 57 years, William Goldberg, official, Ben Avram Betelba.
Saying Kaddish for my mother, Helga Schein, Miriam Bat Feivel Valea, who died on September 27th.
Anybody else?
I didn't know him well, but I just sang at a memorial service for one of the counselors at Ithaca College where I work. Stephen Carl, who was an amazing person, so I just want to remember him as well.
I invite you to rise as your custom. Yitkadal.
Kadash, Shemei Rabba,
Amen.
Yalmai Divharyote,
Yute, Yamich Mamote, Hon, Yamechon, Chaye Dekote,
Israel, Magdalene, Salman, Kalim, Amen.
Amen.
Yehesh Yit Barak,
Amen.
Amen. Say shalom. Say shalom.
Amen.
Amen. Turning, turning, spirits yearning, reaching for the night. Colors going, shadows growing, darkening the light. Ancient story told, renewed with the cold. Mystery of light, burnt into the night.
May we all be blessed to be nourished by that oil that was forged during the days of Hanukkah. May we always be able to look above us and around us to find the lights that guide us. And may we be able to turn inside and keep that flame alive, a flame that can reach out to touch and to ignite the hearts and spirits of others. Kenny Ratzon.
I want to thank you
That song.
for such a beautiful service, and that I'm looking at this Zoom room and I'm thinking, okay, these are the lights that are going to sustain me. All of the lights of the souls right here, the ones that are going to sustain me through these dark months. And I just thank you for the music and the photography and the prayers and everything that you have shared with us tonight. It was really delicious. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. I just wanted to say that thank Rabbi Julie, but I would love for you to put your link to your website with your photography in the chat as well, for people to be amazingly moved by that, as well as your davening leadership.
Yeah.
I think I heard Reb Marsh trying to say something. Were you trying to say something?
Thank you. It was just a thank you for the privilege of being here, and thank you, Rayzel, for keeping these lights burning.
Oh, Marsh, you've been in our Zoom room and in our hearts all along, just for the record. We're glad to see your punim. Very glad.
Thank you. I'm glad to be able to be seen. It's been a
And-
long slog.
And so I do have to make my, nightly announcement where I beg people to lead services. And so, because I'm staring at some empty dates here to the last half of December and into January. So if anybody's considering leading a service, Marsh, if the word gets out, you were here, we might be flooded. That would be a good thing. So somebody post, I saw Marsh, and we know you can't make a commitment every night, but so just thank you. And can I squeeze one more song out of you, Abby, as a closing song? Something.
Well, I was just doing the Hanukkah solstice, but sure. Should we do your Holy Mother Shekhinah Soul, which I like so much?
I would be delighted.
Okay, I gotta find the words.
I probably put my hand on these words. You can't. I love it when somebody loves this song. This song is a holy song. Came right out of the kotel. I was at the kotel one night and I put my head up against the kotel and I said, I heard these words, Holy Mother. And I go, oh my God, what am I hearing at the kotel? So I put my head back on the stones and it said Shekhinah Soul. And then this song came out.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have my guitar, so we're just going to do a cappella.
right?
Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Rachamema, compassion fills your womb of love. To hallelujah, Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Mekor Chaim, fountain of love flows from you, Shaftem Mayim. Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Shekhinat El, on wings of light we soar to you, Natchil Leitpalel. Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, you always be, Gam Anachnu Nehyeh. Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Melechet Shamayim, you rule skies and earth with a gentle hand. Borchi et Yerushalayim. Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Rachmanaya, you heal the wounds of a heavy heart. Elna Refanala. Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Be'er L'chayroi, I drink deep of your love, Ki at imadi. Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Rachamema, compassion fills your womb of love. To hallelujah. Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol, Holy Mother, Shekhinah Sol.
That is the ultimate compliment. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. What a gift. You gave us Hanukkah gift here. Hanukkah gift that will carry us through the darkness. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. That song has no end, you know.
Well, you just have to end it, yes.